1964 D Lincoln Penny, a coin that may look common, but has some rare, high-value secrets hidden in its design. Trust me, this penny could change your life. Now, you might be thinking, a 1964 penny? Really? I mean, it's just a coin from over 50 years ago, right? But here's the twist, some of these 1964 D pennies are worth up to $1 million. So, let's break down why this coin is so valuable, what makes it rare, and how you can find one of your own. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1964 D penny was minted in Denver, and it's the standard copper penny we all know, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But here's the kicker, there was a very rare variety of this coin struck in 1964 D that makes it incredibly valuable. Some 1964 D pennies feature a huge die crack or double die errors. These rare varieties happen due to issues during the minting process, like cracked or misaligned dies. And when these errors happen, they create coins that are one of a kind. That's where the value comes in. Host, if you think your 1964 D penny might be one of these rarities, the first thing you want to do is get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. The grade of your coin plays a huge role in how much it's worth. A high-grade 1964 D penny in MS-67 or higher can be worth thousands of dollars, but if it has an extreme error, we're talking about prices that could make your jaw drop. Some of these rare error coins have been sold at auctions for hundreds of thousands and, in some cases, even over $1 million. That's right. You heard me, over $1 million. This is a real possibility for some of these rare 1964 D pennies. In fact, a few have sold at record prices, proving that even the most seemingly common coins can hold unbelievable value. So, how do you spot one of these rare coins? Look closely at your 1964 D pennies for things like doubled letters or even a split serif on the date. And of course, die cracks can sometimes be seen near the edges of the coin. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find one? Well, that's where the hunt begins. These coins are rare, but they do show up from time to time. Look through your rolls of pennies, check out coins at estate sales, or even visit local coin shops. You never know when you might find a treasure hiding in plain sight. Tip number 1, check your change. It might seem like a long shot, but you could find one of these rare pennies in circulation. Tip number 2, visit your local coin shop and ask about error coins. Many collectors overlook these varieties, so you might get lucky. And remember, when it comes to rare coins, knowledge is power. The more you learn about coin collecting and spotting errors, the better your chances of finding a hidden gem like the 1964 D penny. So, keep hunting, stay sharp, and who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune. 1976 D Lincoln Penny, and it might just be worth more than you think. Let's dive in. At first glance, the 1976 D Lincoln Penny might look just like any other penny from the 1970s. It's part of the series issued during the United States bicentennial celebrations, and it features the classic design of Abraham Lincoln. But, if you take a closer look, you might just have something that could make you a lot of money. The 1976 D penny, minted in Denver, is usually found in large quantities, but here's the kicker, there are certain rare versions of this coin that can fetch astronomical prices. Why? Well, it all comes down to a few specific factors that make these pennies stand out from the rest. The most valuable 1976 D Lincoln pennies are the ones with unique errors or variations. The most famous error? The double die obverse. A double die obverse occurs when the die used to stamp the coin has misaligned. This causes the details, especially on Lincoln's face and the date, to be doubled or appear blurry. This is a true collector's treasure, and only a few of these coins are known to exist. Another important factor is the coin's condition. If you happen to have a 1976 D penny in mint condition, or if it's been well preserved over the years, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this penny really worth? Well, depending on the rarity and condition, a 1976 D double die Lincoln penny can be worth anywhere from $500 to over $1,000 in moderate condition. But if it's in perfect condition, it can soar into the tens of thousands. In some cases, collectors have even paid over $100,000 for a rare 1976 D penny with the right errors. And if one of those pennies goes to auction with the right buyer, it could easily hit millions of dollars. So how can you spot these rare pennies? First, take a look at the date and mint mark. Make sure it's from the Denver Mint, look for the D right beneath the date. Then, carefully examine the details of Lincoln's portrait and the date for any signs of doubling. Next, check the overall condition. A penny in mint state, meaning it's almost flawless, will be worth more than one that's worn down or damaged. But if you spot any error in the die, you've got a gold mine. If you think you found one of these valuable pennies, it's time to get it appraised. You can bring it to a coin dealer, auction house, or even look into online marketplaces that specialize in rare coins. Just make sure you have a professional verify the coin's authenticity and condition before you put it up for sale. So, what do you think? Do you have a 1976 D penny lying around in your collection? If so, take a closer look, because it could be worth way more than you think. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you're going to start checking your pocket change. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin tips and treasure hunting. 1982 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's dive into why this coin is so valuable and how you might just have one in your pocket right now. Let's get started. So, let's start by breaking down what makes this penny so special. The 1982 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most coveted coins for collectors. You're probably familiar with the standard Lincoln Memorial pennies from the 1980s, but what sets this particular coin apart is its missing mint mark. Most pennies made in 1982 were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, but the 1982 Philadelphia penny lacked a mint mark, making it a bit of a mystery when it was first discovered. The absence of the mint mark on the 1982 penny was a mistake by the US Mint, and that mistake has made this coin worth a fortune today. But it wasn't always known to be so valuable. For years, these coins were just seen as regular pennies. So, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth millions now? The answer lies in its rarity. It was first believed that the 1982 No Mint Mark penny was part of a regular batch of coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint. However, over time, collectors began to realize that these coins were actually produced in limited numbers, which is what makes them so rare today. To put it into perspective, there are only a few known examples of this rare penny still in circulation, and even fewer in pristine condition. A 1982 No Mint Mark penny in mint condition can fetch as much as $1 million or more at auction, depending on the grade. And it's the condition that really makes a difference. Some of these coins have sold for over $500,000, making it one of the most expensive pennies in the world. Now, if you're wondering how to spot a 1982 No Mint Mark penny in your collection or pocket change, it's actually pretty simple, but you'll need a magnifying glass to help you out. All you need to do is look at the reverse side of the penny, where the mint mark would normally appear right under the E Pluribus Unum motto. On the standard penny, you'll see either a D for Denver or no mint mark at all for the Philadelphia coins. However, if you find a 1982 penny with no mint mark at all, congratulations. You might just have one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world. The 1982 No Mint Mark penny was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning from the older copper pennies to the new, lighter zinc pennies. This transition created all sorts of confusion, and some Philadelphia pennies ended up being minted without the usual mint mark, making them an accidental rarity. In fact, the U.S. Mint only noticed this error after the coins were already in circulation, but by that point, it was too late, the coins were out there, and the rest is history. If you're lucky enough to own one of these pennies, how do you cash in on its value? First off, make sure your coin is in excellent condition. Coins that are uncirculated or have a high grade are the ones that fetch the big bucks. You can have your coin professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. Once you know its value, you can auction it through a reputable site like Heritage Auctions or even check with collectors and dealers who specialize in rare coins. Just make sure you get the right appraisal before selling, because a well-graded 1982 no-mint mark penny could put you in the Millionaires Club. 1989 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. That's right, folks, this penny, which you might think is just another everyday coin, could actually be worth millions of dollars. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick with me to find out why this penny is so special and how you could potentially cash in on one of these rare treasures. First things first, let's break down exactly what we're talking about. The 1989 Lincoln penny was minted at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. But here's where things get interesting: a small number of these pennies were struck without a mint mark, which is usually found under the date on the obverse side of the coin. Normally, if you look at a 1989 penny, you'll see the D mint mark for coins minted in Denver. But with the 1989 no mint mark penny, there's absolutely nothing. No letter, just the year, 1989, and that's what makes it so rare. So, why is this penny worth a fortune? Well, it all comes down to the fact that it's an error coin. The absence of the mint mark suggests that there was a mistake at the minting process, leading to a small batch of these pennies being produced without any indication of where they were made. That error makes them highly sought after by collectors. Some of these 1989 no mint mark pennies have sold for tens of thousands of dollars in pristine condition. But wait, there's more. In the rarest cases, when these pennies are in perfect condition, especially with the right grading from a reputable coin grading service, they could fetch upwards of $1 million. Now, if you're out there searching for your own 1989 no mint mark penny, here's how you can spot one. It's all about the details. First, check the front of the coin for the absence of the mint mark. If you find a clean 1989 without the D, then you might just have a winner. But don't stop there. Next, you want to make sure the penny is in good condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A coin graded by services like PCGS or NGC can help you determine its value. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration that might lower its value. Coins with higher grades like MS-65 or better will be worth much more than those with lower grades, so always get your coin checked if you think you found one. So, let's say you do find a 1989 no mint mark penny, what do you do next? The first step is to get it professionally graded. As we mentioned, a high-quality grade can make the difference between hundreds of dollars and a life-changing amount of money. Once graded, you can sell your coin at auctions, or even approach a coin dealer for a potential sale. The key is to get it authenticated and properly valued. Now, I know you're probably wondering, do you have $1 million coin sitting in your collection right now? The truth is, not every 1989 no mint mark penny is going to be worth that much. But with the right condition, certification, and a little bit of luck, you could find yourself sitting on a rare treasure. Recent sales show that coins in top condition have made it into the six-figure range, and there's always a chance that a higher bidder might drive the price up even further. Alright, that's all for today's deep dive into the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. It's a prime example of how an error coin can become a highly valuable collector's item. So, next time you come across a penny from 1989, take a closer look. Who knows, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more coin-related content. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you think you've got one of these 1989 pennies hiding in your collection. Until next time, happy hunting and keep collecting. 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary penny could be worth millions of dollars. Let's find out why. First, let's take a quick look at the 1993 penny. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1909, but it's the 1993 version that's stirring up excitement in the numismatic world. What makes this coin so unique? It's all about the lack of a mint mark. Normally, every U.S. coin has a mint mark indicating where it was produced, the D for Denver, the S for San Francisco, and no mark for Philadelphia. But in 1993, some of these pennies were produced in Philadelphia and, unusually, they didn't have a mint mark at all. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. Most 1993 pennies do have the standard D mint mark, which means they were struck in Denver. But certain coins were mistakenly struck without the mint mark, and that's where their value comes into play. Now, let's talk about the value. The 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny is incredibly rare, and its worth can go way beyond the 1 cent face value. In fact, this penny can be valued between $1,000 to $2 million, depending on its condition and whether it has been professionally graded. Why is it worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. There are only a handful of these coins known to exist, and with coin collectors constantly on the lookout for unique pieces, this error penny has become a holy grail for many. In fact, some of these pennies have been sold for upwards of $100,000 in auction, while the absolute best condition ones, graded as high as MS-65, can go for a small fortune, approaching that $2 million mark. So, how can you identify this coin in your collection? It's pretty simple to spot once you know what to look for. The most important thing is to check the reverse side for the lack of a mint mark, which should be located beneath the date. If there's no D, you may have just found a true gem. Remember, though, not every 1993 penny without a mint mark is valuable. It needs to be in good condition, with little to no wear. A worn-out penny, even if it's missing the mint mark, won't fetch anywhere near as much. So, check your pennies carefully. If you have a 1993 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in mint condition, you could be holding a potential fortune in your hands. But remember, always get it authenticated and graded by a professional to know its true worth. 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth millions of dollars. Now, you may be thinking, it's just a penny, how can it be worth that much? Well, it's not just any penny. The 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an anomaly, produced without a mint mark when it should have had one. As you know, U.S. coins typically have mint marks to identify which facility produced them, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 2006, something went wrong. Most 2006 pennies have a mint mark indicating where they were made. However, a very small number of these pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark. This rare error makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. During the minting process, a batch of 2006 pennies was produced in Philadelphia without the usual P mint mark. These errors are not intentional, and that's what makes them even more rare. It's not something you see every day, and that rarity is what drives up the price. Now, let's talk numbers. A regular 2006 penny, even in great condition, is worth just 1 cent. But the 2006 no mint mark penny? That coin can be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $2 million, depending on its condition and whether it's been verified as a true error coin by professionals. Coins in perfect condition, graded MS-67 or higher, can command the highest prices. The finer the grade, the more money you could make. To identify this rare penny, first look at the obverse, the head side of the coin. Normally, you should see the mint mark under the year 2006. If it's completely missing, you found a potential gold mine. Be sure to also check the condition. Coins that have been well preserved, without scratches, discoloration, or wear, are more valuable. If you think you have a 2006 no mint mark penny, the next step is to get it checked out by a professional. You can take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Once graded and certified, the coin can be sold at auction or through a dealer. But remember, don't be tempted to clean the coin. Cleaning can decrease its value significantly. The 2006 No Mint Mark penny is just one example of rare error coins that can skyrocket in value. There are other Lincoln pennies, Washington quarters, and even dollar coins out there that could be worth a fortune. So, next time you're flipping through your change, keep your eyes peeled for this rare treasure. Who knows, you might just be holding a coin worth millions. 2020 Lincoln penny and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Well, buckle up, because what you're about to hear could blow your mind. So, let's talk about the 2020 Lincoln penny. It's a standard penny, minted in Denver in 2020, and for most people, it's just another coin in their change jar. But there's a twist, this coin has been linked to some serious value. We're talking potentially millions of dollars. Now, why is the 2020 Lincoln penny worth so much? Well, it's not just because of its age or rarity, but because of something very unique, an error that makes certain coins from this minting incredibly valuable. You see, not all 2020 pennies are worth millions, but a select few have a rare defect or misstrike that can drive their value sky high. Some 2020 pennies have been found with doubling or an off-center strike, meaning the minting process was not perfect. This error means that the design on the coin is distorted, or even doubled in some cases, making it a very rare find. When collectors and investors get wind of these rare variants, the value skyrockets. So, how much are we talking? Well, depending on the severity and type of error, a 2020 Lincoln penny could fetch anywhere from several hundred to several $1,000s. But if you have the right coin, one with a major error, it could be worth over $1 million. That's right, some of these error coins have made their way into high-profile auctions, selling for prices most of us would only dream of. Now, you might be wondering, how can I find one of these million-dollar coins? First, check your change jar or any loose pennies you might have lying around. The most important thing to do is inspect the coin closely. Look for signs of doubling, misaligned designs, or off-center strikes. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can be a huge help here. Found one? Great! But before you get too excited, it's essential to get your coin authenticated. Errors like these need to be verified by a reputable grading service, like PCGS or NGC. This authentication process can significantly increase the value of your coin when it's sold or auctioned. So, to wrap up, the 2020 Lincoln penny might look like just another copper coin, but for the eagle-eyed collector, it's a goldmine waiting to be discovered. If you have one in your collection, or if you find one in your pocket change, make sure to get it checked out. You could be holding a coin worth millions.